Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at the Transformers, I think, Ultra Class, Cybertron Defense Red Alert. So here he is, and I don't know what he's supposed to be. This is like a rocket, like, that comes off. It's a rocket, but he just seems like he'd be like a missile truck, because sort of like off-road, or like this, like a big cannon would be here. I really don't know what he is. He's kind of a mashup of just like a rocket carrier, because this doesn't look like a missile or anything. It looks like a space shuttle rocket. So I don't really know, but well, it looks cool anyways. So it looks really cool anyways. So it doesn't matter. So yeah. Obviously, he has his rocket that has 3 clicks in the ratchet. 1, 2, 3. The rocket can come off. And it can, you can sit it, but do this little tab right here. Doesn't sit perfectly parallel to the ground or perpendicular. He has this little gun that just moves, just a little gun. You can see all the windows, the cuts for the windows. So yeah, pretty clean. Nothing really on the bottom. Obviously, nothing really on the top. He rolls pretty good. All of his wheels roll. They're really loud, so I'm gonna talk about it, then I'll roll them. But each one of the 4 wheels rolls, which you don't see too often when it comes to when they're actually when they actually have wheels, is that not all of them roll together. So yeah, just it's something dumb, but I don't know. When I pulled him back off the shelf and transformed him and I was rolling him around, I was like, hey, all 4 of the wheels roll. Never noticed that. So the rocket, I'll save it Cyberkey gimmick. Cyberkey port's right there. Over on robot mode. I think there used to be sounds in this that whenever you pulled it off, it sounded like a rocket taking off. But batteries have probably died since then. So yeah, should probably take them out so they don't corrode and ruin all the electronics. But I think they did. I think whenever you pulled the rocket off, it'd make a noise. But so yeah. So gonna get into transforming him. So back here, I just like to raise it up a little like that. And then you're going to shift it over like that. And now we're going to come back here to this whole section and pull it apart. Sometimes it's a little difficult to line up the sides, but you just got to play with it and mess with it. So yeah. So gonna just bring this up to get more clearance. See what we're doing. Now you're gonna open these up, and then you're going to unpeg them off of these 2 gray pegs in the foot. And now we're going to bring all this down. Bring all that down. And now you can close this up. Now you can bring the toe out. Or foot, toe, whatever. Now you can bring out the heel. All the way out. Not all the way out. Not like that. But like that. And now you won't stand, because this is gonna set him down and raise the camera. So now split the arms. It's via 2 pegs. This one, this little short one right there, and this longer one that goes into, both go into the forearm, in that small port and that bigger port. Bring that down. So, as you probably just saw me somewhat struggling, is that it's a very tight connection, or at least on mine. Now you flip this around, and then you can bring that down. So yeah, here is Cybertron Defense Red Alert. And I love his transformation. Just, it's simple, it's kind of out of the box. It's just really cool, and also the fact that, you know, this click, you know, you can have the rocket up, so you can, like, shoot it, but once it's up like that, he wants to fall, and right as it does that, he is, like, super sturdy, doesn't even want to fall, and I really like that. It just is so cool how just being able to move the rocket just a little bit will make him be able to fall over and not follow, and make him rock solid. So yeah, it's a very, very cool toy. I'll get into his Cyberkey gimmicks, and that pertains to a Cyberkey gimmick. But I really, really like him. I've always loved the Cybertron Defense Force. I love Cybertron. I've always liked his original toy, like his, like, Earth mode, or like his original form before he got basically killed by Megatron. But I've always loved this design way more. I just love the silhouette, just his huge shoulders, his huge legs. Just, it's completely different from his original toy. I love, it's just so cool. I just love it. So yeah, he has some fairly good articulation. He has some very good light piping. You can already see it from my light. His articulation isn't too bad. His head, it can rotate. His head can rotate. Full 360, probably. Yeah, full 360. Arms can do a full 360. Swivel, no out, but elbow, waist, a waist. You could maybe get an ab crunch out of that. I don't know, that transformation joint. Forward, back. Have to move his arm out. Nothing in the in. Knee swivel, knee, and nothing at the toe. So yeah, for his time, he has some decent articulation, but due to his mass, you can't really do too much with it, or do as much with it. You can do some stuff with it, but due to just his, he's not the greatest when it comes to, like, weight distribution, when it comes to articulation and putting him in a dynamic pose. He's more just like, do something like this and make him shooting his guns. That's more his speed. Nothing really too dynamic. Just something like that. Which, you know, bit of a shame that it limits his fairly good articulation, but it's okay. So, his Cyberkey gimmicks. I never got his, like, actual Cyberkey, just I'm using this one. So this, just like the original toy that had a claw and a hammer in his shin, he also has that in his shin. So, just gonna get these out, or attempt to. Might have to get a tool to get them out. Got this. So we're gonna try to get it out. And that was one thing, is that I love the gimmicks of this toy and his original toy of having these tools, but they're just fairly annoying to get out. Just, there isn't a really good way to get them out. But that's okay. So there's this claw, just opens and closes on both. I did not know that they, no, never mind. Just opens and closes. And this is the hammer, has a little spring in it. And to use these, you take the Cyberkey, and this can come off of his arm. you can put it on this arm, and you can put it on this arm. I just have somewhat preferred it to be on this arm. So, can use a cyber key, flips out. And I think in the show, does that need to stay in there? I don't know. But I think in the show, he has only used the hammer once, and that wasn't even in his Cybertron defense mode. It was when he was in his original form. But most of the time when he uses this gun, he doesn't use it as a cyber key, power gimmick, whatever. He just flips out, and he uses it as a gun. So he has never used these. I think, to my knowledge, he's only used these tools once. And obviously, like I said, it wasn't in this form. It was in his old form. So yeah, you can flip it either way. If you want him with the spring-loaded side, use it as a hammer. If you wanted it with this more rounded side, or whatever you'd say, you can do that. And he can hammer. Then he has the claw, and that, you know, you can grab stuff. I don't know. You can grab stuff, do whatever. I think it doesn't have the same, it's missing one of the tabs as the top one of the hammer, but you can still flip it over if you want to flip it over. So yeah. Pretty, a little useless, but still fun, still a cool gimmick. So we'll just put those back in there. And this one you have to put in the right way, because there's that hole that you have to put it in. And then you have to decompress the hammer head a little bit. So that's fun. So now to his main cyber key gimmick. I'm going to turn him this way so you can see it better. So it goes in back here, and there. So now this unfurls all this big piece of transparent red, and I think it would have made a noise, and then it would have glowed, I think. And obviously it's a missile, so that little button right there shoots it. So yeah, pretty cool. I love the gimmicks of him. And then I remember I would activate a cyber key gimmick, and then I'd pull it off, so then it had it was unfurled, and I'd fly it around when I was younger. Just, the toy is just very, very cool, very, very fun, and it knows that. I don't know, just everything about it, with the hammer, the claw, his two cyber key gimmicks, the noises, the light piping, and I love his articulation, his transformation. Just, it was so different. Like, nothing has really done it before, to my knowledge. I just really, really liked it, and I still like it. Like I said, the Cybertron Defense Force is one of my favorite toy groups ever. So yeah, it's unfortunate because I've looked on eBay a couple of times. This guy, he goes for like $100+, and he's not on there very often. When at least like Hot Shot and Scattershot, you can find them a bit easier. Not as easy, not too easy, but you can find them. Just Red Alert is a bit harder to find, and since he's the biggest one of the group, he is more expensive. It's not really a shame that he's that expensive. Just, it's a shame that he's a really good toy that I really like, and that there aren't very many opportunities to really get him, or at least on eBay. You might find some other website, another secondary site, that you can find him fairly easy or fairly cheap or whatever, but at least on eBay, I haven't seen him go up very much, like show up even on it very much. But I don't know, but if you can find this toy, I would highly suggest getting all the Cybertron Defense Force team. Just because they're fun, the toys are good. You know, they're not just gimmick toys. Their gimmicks are fun. The toys are good. Everything about them. Just me personally, I like them, and I'm glad that I have basically all three of them. So yeah, that's really all I have to say. So till next time, see ya.